I hit record / go live just long enough for you to lose the face.
I was like, are we going?
That's right.
You're getting it anyway.
Hi, it's Craig. That's my brother Brad. Welcome to Weekdays with Craig and Brad, episode 35. We did it. It's the Friday show, Brad. We didn't get canceled yet.
Not yet, man. And we've had some heavy conversations this week.
Yeah. We've had. Oh, listen. Straight up, we've had a lot of people unsubscribe. Straight up, like hemorrhaging.
That doesn't matter. What matters is that we're having good conversation and people are tuning in to watch it. And the fact that we're not, we haven't been banned yet for having the conversation, it tells me that we're finding the middle ground and probably saving the world.
Well, I'm sorry. Can you slow down for a second? Just what is this middle ground you speak of?
Oh, the middle ground. That's where people can just get along and have conversations without hating each other.
Because I thought on the internet, if you're in the middle ground, you're on the wrong side.
Yes, yes, sure.
Yes, absolutely.
It's either right or wrong. There's no understanding in between.
Zero, man. It's fascinating to look. Like generally, we've done these live streams here on Twitch. Once again, we're recording live on twitch.tv/CraigSkits tonight. If you're watching over on YouTube, I encourage you to come and hit the follow button over on Twitch because we'd love to have you be a part of the conversation. Last night was really great. It was really hard hitting. I mean, it was good. It was a really good hour and a half. And but today we're just throwing the fluff out at you. We're just gonna have a little break from the hard stuff because we know if there's one thing that we know about our content, it's that you guys watch this stuff less actually than
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know. Look, I've said this before, but I like that you don't really know what we don't know what we're gonna do, from one show to the next. So I like that. It's fun, it's spontaneous, it keeps the show honest and real. And if we want to have a good time, we'll have a good time. If we want to get down and get serious, then we'll try to keep it mellow. Just have a good convo. It's great.
Let me tell you this, we always have the YouTube comment of the day, but I also like the ability to do this live. Like say hi to Grassman. Hey, Grassman. Yo, Craig. What's up? Isn't that great? We can do that. When you pop in live, I can do that. And I can say like, hey, Com, what's up? Hey, Mark, what's up? And all they just got a bunch of points just now.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah,
15 awesome. Points apiece for just having it. That's so good.
Those are called pop points because you pop them up on the screen. 15 pop points.
Ready to go. But speaking of great stuff, man, I'll tell you what, we've had a wild ride the last week, and a lot of people coming and going, and a lot of conversation happening, which is great. But one of the best things about I got something in my eye. I think it's an eyelash.
Get it out.
I'm trying,
but don't. Make sure you get the eyelash so you can make the wish.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you gotta make the wish, and then you do it like this. I want to see you blow it like this. I want you to make the wish, and then blow it.
Is that what you do? Go.
Yeah, that's my wish noise. Come true. And then you know how you blow an eyelash. You don't go like this. You got to go. It's a quick one.
Nice. I lost it. I'm sorry. I don't have the eye, but I'll pretend.
What? You lost?
There you go.
Lost the wish?
I did.
What's wrong with you? Okay.
But you know what I can't wish is I wish this would happen, and we found it. It's time for the YouTube comment of the day.
All right.
Dude, listen to this. Back-to-back champion right here from Colors of Gaming.
Yeah, 2 in a row, right?
2
in a row YouTube comments of the day for Colors of Gaming. He says this time, I think this show is pretty interesting because you guys are talking about current issues, but staying away from the partisan talking points. Just 2 guys sharing their experiences and opening up a dialogue. Hey. That's right.
Colors of Gaming nailed it. Yeah. You win the YouTube comment of the day.
And you know what? Whatever points you got last time, that's what you get this time. Double the points.
So. Now, subtract that double points. You're back at 0. Sorry. Congratulations.
Oh, don't Craig.
Not twice in a row. It's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. It's an honor just to be twice in a row, isn't it? That's worth more than points.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Garden Hart says, can't wait to keep my Patreon up so I can be on the middle segment. That's right. That's one of our patron goals here. Garnet Hart on a show. You can pop on in, which is great. Love this.
Yeah, get on that Patreon.
Patreon.com/CraigSkids. Okay, so today's show, episode 35, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Twitch, is all about Disney World, one of my favorite things in the world. And we're going to be I'm going to count down my top Disney ride experiences. And I'm going to hit my hand more with this the more I talk.
Because you're serious. This is serious stuff.
This is serious stuff. So I encourage you guys to hop in on the conversation. Miss Mindy, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Greatly appreciate that. That's a great way to get us going. By the way, Miss Mindy, you have now effectively doubled the revenue that this show makes on YouTube simply with your 100 bits. Who else wants to double that revenue tonight? Let's go with that. Yeah, love it. Here we go. Bearju has some thoughts on this. CDI, listen, I want you guys to be a part of this because that's the beautiful thing. I can just pop on here, right? Basil saying, "Hey, if Small World's one of your top rides, then I'm going to quit as a mod." And he's got the Craig laughing. You know what, Basil? You'll soon find out. I'm
curious. I'm curious what your top rides are. Top 5, you say?
Just top. I'm not putting a number on it. Like, why put a number on these things?
Well, are there 5?
There are at least 5. Yes.
Okay. Top 5 in no particular order. Oh, 6. Okay. You mentioned Disney.
I'm going to rank these. These are ranked.
So they are in a specific order.
Listen, I said I'm not going to put any numbers behind them, like total numbers, like 10 or 11. Right? Okay. They're just it's Craig's top 6.
I see. Okay, rides. I see what you're saying. Okay, fine. Listen, hey, I got these books out. I wanted to share them with you. We mentioned talking about Disney. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Growing up, this is how I visited Disney when we didn't get to go to Disney. This was a souvenir booklet from back in the 80s when Epcot was Epcot Center. And I'll tell you what, this is the way I let me pull this. That book and this book here, Craig. Check this out.
Oh, yeah.
This book right here, I'd stare at these books and just daydream about building Epcot, riding the Figment ride. That's the original Figment ride is going to be my number 1. I know this isn't my list, but I would just put that Journey into Imagination. It would be my number 1 of all time because that ride was the one ride I think in my childhood that just it hit me. It stayed with me. The idea of imagination and the things you could do with it, and the song, and just the whole everything about it. I so hope they just redo it the right way. So
this is real quick. I'm sorry. This is breaking news here. This is breaking news.
Okay.
Yeah, this is big stuff. Where is it? You see this?
What?
Are you talking about Disney killing their seasonal passes?
Whoa.
That's from CDI. CDI, you get 17 points for that. That's awesome. So I did some quick digging here.
Yeah.
I did some quick digging, and it does appear that Disney is indeed, in fact, killing their seasonal passes in Disneyland.
Oh, of course they would be. Wow. They haven't opened, right?
We'd like to thank our annual pass holders for our understanding during the closure period, due to the continued uncertainty of the pandemic and limitations around reopening in our California theme parks. We are issuing appropriate refunds for eligible Disneyland Report annual passports and sunsetting the current program. We are currently developing new membership offerings that will utilize customer insights and deliver choice, flexibility, value to our biggest fans. Okay, that doesn't freak me out that much because it's Disneyland, and Disneyland is going through the tough shit right now. So that doesn't freak me out that much. But CDI, I love that. Garnet Hart coming in with 100 bits, now doubling the revenue, or the YouTube revenue with your 100 bits. Says, what's serious is the facial hair on Craig and Brad. You know it.
I can get much more serious than this.
Oh, well, look, I
think that's as serious as you can get, but I can get much more.
I'm going for it. I'm going for this.
You're going to go for that? Have you seen the new trend of the monkey tail beard?
No.
It's a beard that comes down and then swirls around, but you don't have anything on the other side. So it's hard to do this on camera. It comes down.
Oh, I understand.
I saw that on the internet today, and I thought I'm probably not going to do that to myself. But if anybody wants to try that, that's cool.
What are we doing?
Nothing.
What are we
Hey,
doing?
there you go. There you go. See, nothing. We're not doing anything. This is what it has come to. Look at this.
What are we doing? Look at this guy. He actually has a monkey's butt here.
When you're 12, 11, 12, and you start your first shave, you know, and then you shave more and more, and it starts coming in thicker. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This guy has it goes down to his nips all the way up.
Wow. Look, I think as a guy, I speak for a guy. When I grow my beard out, I play around. I'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I walk out to the family and I go, "What do you think of this one?" And then I go back and I shave it into something else, and then I say, "Well, what about this?" I kept a mustache last year for about a week.
Wow.
Yeah, just for fun. I tried to go 80s dad. It didn't really work for me.
Don't do that. That's bad news. Garden Heart says, "I'll cheer another time if I get more points than Golf Cartographer." You now get 1 more point than Golf did. Garnet Hart. We have exactly 1 more point.
Wow.
Than Golf. However many he has, you have 1 more. Congratulations. Rosario says, "Mine is Splash Mountain." I'll read Rosario's here real quick.
Yeah.
Where are you, Rosario? Says, "Mine is Splash Mountain." Also, did you hear about the shuttle being taken away as well? What are we talking about here? What are we?
Man, there's a lot of Disney news out there that we're not staying up to date on it.
I don't even understand. I don't even understand what's happening right here. GK coming and resubbing tier 1 for 5 months says, "Get the reverse mohawk." You mean like just this? You mean that it's like the Hitler just down here? Is that what you're talking about? This thing right here?
Man,
you know, there's the Hitler stash.
There's so many options. There's so many facial hair options.
Vilter coming in hot with this. Vilter says, "That's a horrible trend." I hear that is a horrible trend.
Yes, I think that's what everybody's brain said to themselves when they saw those pictures. It's like, what?
Yeah. Driver Joel saying the Magical Express being canceled in Florida. Oh, that's big. That's really big. Because that's a big perk if you staying on property.
Totally. Getting run off the airport and then getting to take it over there, and like what luxury that is.
That's insane. Garden Hart with another 300 points. Says 1 more point. Now you have 2 more points than Goff does. Congratulations, Garnet Hart. Way to go. Just destroying Garnet's heart, destroying Goff's minds right now. Miss Mindy also gifted a tier 1 sub to Vilter. Vilter makes you say thanks to Miss Mindy. Appreciate that. That's outstanding. Thank you very much, Miss Mindy. Okay.
You know what the seasonal pass story reminded me of?
Yes.
Before we get into this, it reminded me of, you know what it reminded you of?
No.
You know what it reminded me of?
No.
Okay. It reminded me of one of the last times we went to Disney together. Is your family, my family, and I think it was mom and dad. I think it was that trip where we all went. And we brought with us a 4-day park hopper pass from 1994 with 1 day left on it because we still had it. And it was on a piece of like ticket paper, right?
Yeah.
And back then you would take a picture and they'd print it on there. It's like a crummy black and white picture, but we had 1 day left on this voucher, 4-day park hopper pass, because it wasn't on a card or anything back then. It was just like stamped or something. And so 1 day we took it back like 25 years later, and they honored it.
Yes,
I remember that was fantastic that they did that. Now we had to give up our little memento there, but
I remember doing that. Yes. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think that was pretty awesome. Let me pop this up real quick so it doesn't spoil any of my stuff. Here we go. This is the Magical Express. Man, I'm going to get into my stuff here in just a second, but we got some breaking Disney news. A lot of stuff today, apparently. Walt Disney World will end the Disney's Magical Express service from airport transportation starting on arrivals January 1st, 2022. Disney has attributed this to the expansion of options for guests, including the rise of Uber and Lyft. Vacationers have more options to choose from than ever for transportation, including rideshare services that save time and offer more flexibility to go where they want to go when they want. That sucks.
Mm,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie, that sucks.
yeah.
I
So
hate that.
so say that. So what are they doing? What's with the Uber?
They're just
Be-
saying like Uber's here, so you don't need this anymore.
no, 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 no. I need the Magical Express.
Right,
When you get off the plane, that's your ride,
right.
and
It
then you
gets you
get to,
hyped.
yeah, you like it sets the tone. You get
It's
on,
like a 45-minute hype machine. As soon as you get on, it's like, welcome to Walt Disney World.
yeah,
Let's spend some money. It's
yeah.
crazy. Oh my
Totally, it
God.
sets the
That's
tone, man. If
insane.
that was one of the main differences with our going to California a few years ago, because we didn't really ever go to Disneyland growing up, and so
Mhm.
when that experience was new, like there was no Magical Express. You just sort of found it in the city, and you went in, and but your tone was off, right? Like that was like one
Right.
of the best parts of the trip because it was the bookend. You get off the plane, you get
Yeah.
on the magical, they welcome you into the world through that point of entry. And then when your trip's over, it takes you back to the point in which you entered the world,
Mm,
right?
mm.
And
That's
then
rough.
you go
That's
home.
rough
But
to hear.
yeah, that's sad news. That's sad news.
Virgil, the experience of going on the Magical Express made me feel like I left reality and entered Disney World.
Yes, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. You get it.
Oh my gosh.
You got
My
it.
heart hurts. My heart hurts right now. Listen, when we're done, I gotta leave here and tell this to my wife.
Yeah.
She's gonna cry. Like I love the
What did
Magical
she
Express.
say? What did she
I
say,
know.
Craig?
What?
Why
What?
would they do that?
Okay. All right. Look, we're already 15 minutes in, and I ain't even got to my first thing on the list. Are you guys ready for this? Yes, you are, of course.
Yeah,
Whether you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, do me a favor. Let's get this episode a thumbs up because we're now 17 minutes in. We're just getting to number 6. All right. So let's go with this. This is all
here
about
we
the
go.
conversations.
Yeah.
Man. Mushi says, don't make the pretzel princess cry. That's right. It's
Mm.
ridiculous. All right. And no peeking. Don't look at the top. Don't look at the top of the browser because that'll give it all away.
I wasn't going to, but now I
No,
think I
I'm
might.
talking to everybody watching. Don't you go peeking. All right, number 6 on my list here. This is a favorite of mine. I am going to play video here. I hope we don't get flagged, but it is just somebody's random home video, so we'll see what happens. Number 6 on my list. Why aren't you playing? Play for me. Play. Hold on. Number
Ooh,
6 on my list. Soarin'.
Soren. Yeah.
Around the world at Epcot, not Epcot Center, Epcot. When you board your plane and you fly around and you pretty much sit in front of a giant screen. And are we going to get an ad? Okay, good God. All right. You sit in front of a giant screen and it goes up and you teleport off and you soar around the world with a majestic loveliness.
Yeah.
And you feel the feet, you feel the wind blowing in your face, you feel your feet dangling in the air, and you want to lift your feet up as you go over a giant mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best.
Now, is this is the new one, the new refurbished one?
Yes, this is
Is this
soaring
footage of that?
around the world.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So I've only been on that once, and
Mhm.
it's lovely. It's nice to have nice, clear new footage, but also I'm pretty sure some of it's CGI.
Oh, there's a ton of it that's
Yeah,
CGI. Like
from what I
these bears
remember.
down here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that took it away from me a little bit because I'm like, no, no, don't do
Yeah.
that. It's so easy to do CG like
Right.
that. Yeah, and it's like,
Perfect
okay,
transition.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I get the
Mhm.
idea behind the thrill and illusion of it all, but I would really like some more honesty in that ride because
You really
that's what gives it the charm of the original, I think.
Right. And yeah, while most of it is probably CGI, it is what it is, right?
Mhm.
But you still get that sensation of flying,
Yeah.
which something that I've always wanted to do is fly. That's like the superpower that I would have if we were to do that.
Mhm.
Play that game. What superpower would you like? I'd
Yeah.
want to fly because flying's awesome. And you can do that with Soren. That's the whole premise of it. And you got that guy who talks like this during the pre-show, and
Yeah,
that's
from
kind of his
Seinfeld.
thing. Is that what? Yeah, Seinfeld guy. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
JT bringing this up. It says Defunctland. Oh, not Putty. I
Buddy.
clicked the wrong one. He says Defunctland is a wonderfully engrossing channel on YouTube. Oh yes, JT is correct. If you guys haven't seen Defunctland on YouTube, it's outstanding. There you go. Yeah, and Yesterworld as well. Master Obi-Wan. That's right. Vilcher says it sounds like Peter Pan the Ride. That's nothing like Peter Pan the Ride. Nothing like it.
No.
That on Parker, good to see you. Welcome on in. Guys, tonight we're talking Disney. I'm listing off my top Disney ride experiences right now. Are you ready for number 5, Brad?
Let's do it.
All right, number 5 on my list. It's Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin in the Magic Kingdom. Who's ready for it? If you've been on this one, it's just like playing a video game, except you spin around and you have an awesome time. You shoot your little laser guns at these little spots as you go around, and it tracks your score. It's so fun. And you can spin around as much as you want. You can shoot different angles. You go left and right, and you're flipping and flopping and shooting your guns. It's the best. It's so much fun.
Have you done research on like the best way to collect points for this ride? I'm sure you have.
Your ass. You bet your ass I have. 100%.
See, that's the difference between you and me. You're like, a real life video game. I've got to figure out how to play it. And I'm just like, pew 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 pew.
Oh
this
yeah.
Fun.
yeah, for sure. No, I want to get as high scores. Like shoot this thing back there, right? Shoot like it's always about shooting high, shooting high. That's how you get all the points.
Yeah, give us some tips, Craig.
You shoot. I remember I got
You ever been the top score?
Well, the top score you can actually cap out your points in this, and yes, I have, Bradley.
Of course.
Of course. So yeah, it's super fun. You can spin around as much as you want and shoot things. That's number 5 on my list. Let's go with that. Oh, it's so good. So
very nice.
Okay.
It's fun.
Now you're gonna love this one. Oh, Don Parker says we have an awful version in Pittsburgh. It's like the Haunted Mansion, but lame. Yeah. And that on Parker brings up Men in Black over on Universal Studios. This is essentially just a direct knockoff of this. So okay. Beardy says, how do you feel about Toy Story Midway Mania? I love it. Just my shoulder hurts by the time I'm done.
That's like it's like I want to enjoy it, but this whole thing, I think everybody gets off the ride and they're just like, ugh.
God, my shoulder, it hurts. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, this one I think is really going to be right up your alley, Brad. Now, I said this is my top Disney experiences. Okay. And when I was thinking about this, I didn't say right now. I said, ride experiences. And this one for me will always, I legitimately don't even remember this ride outside of one instance. But that one instance is parallel with Disney World and specifically Epcot with me. And that is, I'm talking about Horizons. Horizons is a ride that does not exist anymore. Yeah. It was in Epcot. And this is a ride that took you through time and space to see what's next. And this is actually a full ride. You can find this Resort TV One is actually a great channel as well. But it takes you through the adventures of time and space. And this is super old school ride. It hasn't been up for 20 years. But for me, this next scene right here is what I remember. Do you remember this, Brad?
Which one's it going to be? The robot vacuuming, or is it the space oranges? The orange grove.
Well, here's
the space feature.
Here's the future.
Yeah.
Here's the future right here.
Yeah.
And as we make our way past through the future, right? Tells you about how vegetables are going to be grown and stuff.
Yeah.
And as you make your way through, you make your way out to the orange field. And in the orange field, what do you smell, Brad?
You smell oranges, Craig.
That's right.
That illusion right there. That it's so far away. Like it's spread. Like I remember that. And the great thing about this ride was that at the end of the ride, you got to choose to go back to certain points in the ride, which made it, I mean, that's unbelievable. I don't know of any ride that does that now, but you'd pick a place to go back to and you get to revisit. And we always pick the oranges because you want to smell the oranges.
That's right, man. It was outstanding. And like, look at how futuristic and cool this looks with these things going on. Oh my God.
Like, this is why 2021 and 2020 are so disappointing as a whole.
Right.
Because look at this future from 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Like, this is where we're supposed to be right now. And none of our houses look this cool. Nobody's. Not even Elon Musk's.
No, well, Elon Musk doesn't own any houses anymore. He sold them all.
Well, I'm
you
just
know.
saying.
Yeah. But look, I mean, you can talk to people on your TV now, so that's pretty
I thought
cool.
that guy was always. I thought that was Luke Skywalker when I was a kid.
He did look like Luke
Yeah,
Skywalker.
yeah.
All right. So there you go. I definitely
Good
took that old
choice.
school right there.
Yeah,
And I thought for sure you'd enjoy that one.
I do. We could
Quillam,
talk
good to see you.
forever about that.
Quillam, thank you so much for resubbing Prime for 4 months. Greatly appreciate that. If you do have Amazon Prime, you're watching right now, man, it goes a long way to support the channel. Consider supporting your boys here with it, man. Okay, are you ready for the next ride? Next ride on my top Disney ride experiences.
Yeah. Number 2?
Number 3 on my list.
Okay.
This one is very controversial, but for me, it's a must go on anytime you go to Disney World, specifically Epcot. Because it starts outside Epcot, and then you make your way into Spaceship Earth, the giant ball. That is what it's called. It's called Spaceship Earth.
Mm-hmm.
My God, you actually get to go in this thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that ball, that building, that's my favorite piece of architecture in the entire world.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I cannot, it's hypnotizing to me. I love looking at it. It's my wallpaper on my phone.
Right.
I took a picture of it last time I was there. I just love it. I love it.
So the premise here is that you go in, and this ride has changed many, many times throughout it. But you go in and you sit at this thing, and it's just like, you know, you just see, this is kind of a time travel thing, and it's all about communication. And it talks about how people communicated as they went through, and it's very dark inside it. But you know, Disney does these great things, like, you know, they talk about you know, the fall of Rome, and you smell the ashes burning, you know, when Rome fell, and they do all these little things that kind of make the experience that much better, right? Like I said, it's hard to see on a camera. It's hard to record it. It's one of those things that you just need to experience and go through. And all these animatronics, they really look like Dookie now, but there's, you know, it's kind of like this old school charm, where as a kid you're like, is that guy real? You know, but as an adult you're like, that looks horrible. So
yeah, well, this is one of the few rides left in Epcot that still holds kind of true to its original intention. And so if you really, you know, are looking for something that'll take you back to that original mission of Epcot Center, this is the one to go on. It has changed over the years. I think they put like Steve Jobs or something working. Is it supposed to be Steve Jobs working in his garage,
later
or
on,
Steve Wozniak or something like that? I don't know. I've heard different things, but but it's educational, you know, and you don't really get that from any other ride. This is an awesome break from characters,
right?
You know, from their, what's the word I'm looking for?
Just the exhaustion that you feel going through the park on a day-to-day. Oh, by the way, like, how cool is this when you go in this room and it's got all the old computers in it and stuff? And here you go. It kind of moves forward a little bit, and you see the old lady, the lady in her disco outfit and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there you go. Here he is in his garage building whoever it is. You know, it's just talking about the Silicon Valley guys who are making computers and stuff. Spaceship Earth, number 3 on my list. And as Rosario says, I go on this first every time I'm at Epcot. Oh, it's so good.
Great tone setter. Yeah.
Griff throwing this out there says, Spaceship Earth is awesome. I missed Jeremy Irons' narration, but Judi Dench is not that bad. Right? that was and it's amazing how passionate Epcot fans are about like those little changes, right? Of narration of this ride, or a small, just tiny changes. So you're an Epcot enthusiast for sure.
Yeah, like I said, like those books I brought out at the beginning, like that's just where I think my love of those theme parks started. Like I was way more interested in Epcot as a kid than Magic Kingdom. You know, you had Captain EO, Journey into the Imagination. You had Universe of Energy, which was like frightening because there were dinosaurs in the building and you felt like they were just going to eat you because they were so close.
Song. Do you remember the song?
For what? Universe of Energy?
It's the universe of energy.
I don't think you realize I've got the record over there in my record collection.
my fault.
I listen to it pretty often, Craig.
It's a pretty good one.
Start my days with it.
Rosario, thanks so much for sharing. All right, these next two, are my top two ever made, and I think you're going to appreciate these. Now, this for me is about the experience, the entire experience of it, right? And this one in particular has rocketed up my list, because this one has always been very high, but now it's even higher because on Rock and Roller Coaster, not only is it a great experience, now the thing about Rock and Roller Coaster is it's a great ride, right? But the story behind Rock and Roller Coaster is outstanding. The idea of you go in, you go see Aerosmith, and it starts off with this giant arc, this giant thing. It's great, and like Aerosmith is not relevant, 30 years later, right? And when you go through the pre-show and you see these like young guys and now they're old and decrepit and next to dead, like they're gonna need to change it eventually, right? But right now, the story of going to see Aerosmith, then going and like they all want to put you in a super stretch limo, and then you gotta go through LA and get to the Forum, which doesn't even exist anymore. To the Forum, and he's like, the Forum's not there, but you get in, it's all gated off, it's like construction and stuff, and you get a different sound in your ear every time you ride it, depending on the different license plate of the cars themselves. Did you know that?
Yeah, you get different songs. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And the reason why this, go ahead.
Well, I'll go ahead. I got a thought to follow up on this ride.
I was going to say the reason why this one has skyrocketed up my list,
yeah,
is because this was Mackenzie's first roller coaster.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I actually have a picture of her. And she's like during the takeoff where she's just like, like she had, and so good.
Yeah, that's funny. You were saying a minute ago that they're going to have to change the ride at some point, right? Because like the guys in Aerosmith don't look like the way they do in the pre-show anymore. Now, I think they put this ride in soon after like Aerosmith's probably mid 90s. They had sort of a second recharge come back through the Wayne's World 2 movie and different things like that. And I'm a fan of Aerosmith, but you're right. I think they're going to have to change it at some point. And I was thinking, what band would, because they could just re-outfit this with the exact same story with a new band. And I was thinking, what band would they do that with that's more modern? And I think the answer would be Foo Fighters.
That's interesting. I was thinking something like Imagine Dragons or something like that, right? But Foo Fighters is a little more mainstream, I guess. A little bigger.
They would be the more quintessential legendary rock band that's been around for the past, a good 30 years now, almost.
Chat, comments. We'd love to hear what
do you think?
Yeah, what do you got? I love how you finish and you go to like the backstage area. It's so cool, man. It's so much fun. Reggie says Foo Fighters fits the aesthetic a little bit more. JT Mike says, "War."
That would be the most frightening thing Disney's ever allowed on their property.
All right, are you ready for my number one ever?
Yes.
Listen, it pains me to think that this ride may go away in its current state. It legitimately hurts my soul. It is literally next door to Rock and Roller Coaster. I'm talking about the Tower of Terror at Walt Disney World. This is easily the best ride in all of Disney that takes you through just walking through this decrepit old hotel, the entire backstory, walking in and going underneath the where all the bad stuff happens, the service elevators, right? And it's this old nasty decrepit motif, and you go in and you got the stars appear, and then you got the little girls, it's raining, it's pouring, and then you make your way through, and it's so creepy and so outstanding. It's so not what Disney is right now. I love it. I love it. And they changed this ride in California to the whatever it is, the
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. And I got to be honest, I've ridden it, and it's not nearly as good. Like not even close. They don't have this, like you essentially just go up and it goes whoop, 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 and it just goes up and down. This has this story that guides you through, and it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Those illusions when you get to the top, uh, there's good illusions there that still make you go, oh, how'd they do that? There's mirror
Right.
reflections and stuff, and I've tried to figure some of that stuff out. But like, yeah, you're right. Like these are the best rides, right? Like the ones that take you out of the commercialized movies and franchises, like yeah, it's the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, but you're not thinking about the franchise of
No.
Twilight Zone, really. The songs there in the beginning, but outside of that, you're in a spooky hotel. You're really there.
Right.
You get amped up, and they change it now, like, right, like you don't know how many upsies and downsies you're going to get sometimes, so it's
No,
different every time.
you're right. And give it up at the very end of the ride. Guess who you're greeted by? This guy that's just like waiting for you. Hello. And
Right.
you have the bellman who literally just opens the door,
Yeah.
and that's so amazing. And like everyone gets so into it, and it's such a great experience. The thing that really stuck with me about that ride in particular was the pre-show. And you look around and everything's got cobwebs on it and stuff. And they go and they redo the cobwebs on it all the time, right?
Mhm.
But I remember looking at the desk and it looks so dirty, and I rubbed my finger along it, and I was like, it didn't come
Yeah.
off. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's so amazing,
Yeah.
I just thought that was so cool. And
Chalk one up to the Disney Imagineers. That's
mhm,
their thing. But yeah, that's the great thing about the illusion of Disney when you're there.
right,
And like
right.
last time when we went to Disney, maybe it was Disneyland, and we wanted to get a coffee, like
Hmm.
or Kelly did, and like we got Starbucks or something. It was
Right,
like Starbucks was in Disney, and like I don't want any of that in Disney. Like I
right.
don't want any of the outside world invading Disney. I understand the franchises being involved. It's Disney. I get that. But I don't want my coffee to be Starbucks coffee. And even if you've got a deal with Starbucks coffee, can you at least just name it like Mickey's Roasters or something, brought to you by
Sure.
Starbucks or something?
Right,
Like it
right,
doesn't have
right,
to be
right.
a real Starbucks, but good list, Craig.
Yeah. Well, thanks. See, there's a lot of people's favorites. Haunted Mansion's not on there. Pirates isn't on there. Even the new Star Wars rides, they're not on there. I haven't
Yeah.
ridden Rise of the Resistance yet, so I can't put that on there. But it does look extremely cool.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but I
weird.
rode the Millennium Falcon ride. Didn't think it was that great. It was just kind of
Mhm.
like a better Star Tours, and I
Mhm.
and I love Star Tours. But
That's one ride I didn't really like growing up. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's fun," but maybe I liked it as a kid. But in my like middle teenage years, like they didn't ever change it. But the
Mhm.
refurbishments that they've put in that ride have gone a long way, and I really actually enjoy Star Tours now because it's
Right,
different
right.
every time you ride it.
Right. They've done a good job of refreshing things over there. Now, I'm hesitant. I went to Disney World last year with my family,
Hmm.
and it was Disney is not Disney right now, and
Hmm.
it sucks. Right,
Hmm.
sucks bad.
Hmm.
Because you got to wear the mask, and you're hot, and it's like, oh god, and it just there's lines, and it's social distancing, and it's not. When you go to Disney, you go away to step away from the real world, but the real world has
Yeah.
has overrun Disney World right now, and that's not fun. But with that said, I have an annual pass for Walt Disney World, and it was supposed to expire, and then they extended it out through January of this month. And I'm trying to make an excuse to go out to Orlando to go like one more time while I still have this annual pass.
Hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll go out there and do a live stream or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't mention Expedition Everest or anything like that. There's a lot. There's a lot right there that was not mentioned. And I didn't include any of like the shows either. I could do an entire another show on just the experiences and the shows that you see there,
Yeah.
whether it's Little Mermaid or Finding Nemo or any of them. There's so many great
Yeah.
productions there that are great.
You
They're
know what I
fantastic.
enjoyed that I didn't that last time I was out there, was this at Disney? I can't remember where. It was Disneyland, actually,
Yeah.
not Disney World. We went to the Avatar thing,
Hmm.
the Avatar land, and I'm not a
Pretty
fan of
cool.
that franchise, but that whole thing was pretty impressive. And the
Yeah.
one I rode both of the rides in that land, and the animatronics on the slow ride are incredible. I thought, and there's a lot of really cool effects there. And but then the flying ride that's more kind of like soaring, that one
Mhm.
actually is the first time I've ridden a ride in a long time where the surprise element of that ride like hit me, and I was like,
Oh, really?
wow. Yeah, like I did not know what to expect going in. So
Right.
it really hit me the way you they probably would want it to hit a first time rider. So it was cool.
Right. There's several other rides like the I think I need to ride the new Mickey Runaway roller
Mhm,
coaster ride or the
mhm.
Runaway whatever it is Runaway Railroad ride. I need
Yeah.
to ride that a few more times. But
Mhm,
I have ridden that and it's really good. I think that's right outside my list. But
mhm,
it's it's
mhm.
it's pretty spectacular for being like a trackless ride. But
Yeah.
then that it gets deducted because it removed one of the greatest rides ever at Disney, which was the
Mhm.
um,
Yeah, the great
whatever it
movie
was
ride.
called. Yeah, great movie ride. Yeah, exactly.
One of the greatest of all time. I
Whatever
don't
it's
even
called.
remember
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
short our memory is these days.
Yes.
That's one that always stayed with me too, was the great movie ride. Sitting in
What
there, what the Wizard of Oz segment, unforgettable.
one of my most favorite Disney memories was the last week that the Great Movie Ride was open. We went out there, myself, Sean, and we took John out there. John Francis McCullough. You met John before,
Mhm, mhm,
um, and John's a huge movie guy, and we went out to Disney just so he can go on that ride because I was
mhm,
like you have to see it,
mhm,
and I was so touched because after we rode the ride, and he was like, that was worth the trip. That was so
mhm,
worth the trip. And that
mhm.
made me feel so good about everything. I like legitimately like started to tear up because I was like, I did something good. So, but it was
I'm
good.
glad I could give that to you, John.
Yeah.
Thank you, Craig. Two
It's kind of
grown
what it
men
was like.
crying
This,
outside of the great movie ride at Disney.
yeah, for
Then you
sure.
spent the rest of the day holding hands.
Kind of, yeah, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a fun show. Thank you for letting me share that with you guys. It's like when we go live, look, this is a sporadic thing. We're still figuring this out, but I'm glad you guys are popping in at night. Everybody showed up. I'm talking to VG Squirrel and Vilter and we got Don Parker and Bear Jew and Mushi hanging out. Everybody's hanging out in the chat, which is great. So
Yeah.
and look at there's Mushi. Thanks for that, Mushi. Go to patreon.com/Craig Skits and help support the show. I'm going to keep that up for a little bit longer because there you go. But guys, thank you so much for your support tonight, showing up. Appreciate all the bits, which is outstanding. Congratulations on Garnet Hart for destroying Goff Cartographer in the points race.
Mm,
Now with 2 more points than whatever Goff has.
mm.
So congratulations right there. Guys, we'll see you guys later on. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock or on Friday at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. So if you're watching this over on YouTube, once again, head on over to twitch.tv/Craig Skits and hit the follow button. That way you get notified when I go live in the afternoon and if we ever go live in the evening, which is great. Mark coming in with 500 bits. Says take some bits. Mark, you have effectively what's like 10 times the revenue of an episode. You've done that with your 500
Yeah.
bits. Let's go with that. Love the bits. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. And once again, head to patreon.com/Craig Skits to support the show. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We'll see you guys later on. Bye-bye. Bye, Brad.
See you, Craig.
Bye, legends.